afternoon, good evening. Hi, Ginger. Nice to see you. Excuse me. Hi, Tina. Welcome. Come on in. Join the family. Hi, Nancy. We've got two Nancys already. I was saying hi to the Nancy I know, and welcome Nancy from Florida. Are you new here in this live stream with me, Nancy from Florida? Excuse me, I've got a little something going on. Hi, Melinda. Welcome. So you have been once before. Awesome. Ooh, Ginger. Amazing. I can imagine. Hi, Karen. Peppermint oil. Always good to open. Open the respiratory. Welcome, Rochelle, Jane. Hi, Jay. Martha. Martha, are you near Savannah? Or where else is on the border that could be other areas? I mean, like what part? When I last lived in the US, which is a long time ago now, I was in North Carolina. I also grew up in South Carolina. Oh, I was right, Savannah. I lived in Florida. I lived in California. I grew up in Texas. I was born in Ohio. I've lived in Memphis. Where else have I lived? I think that's it. Welcome, J.E. Welcome, Joe. So, I haven't spoken yet this morning. I am in Bali, if you don't know that, for those of you that are new. So, it's morning time here. Always glad to be here with you for Saturday Night Live, which we do every week. I love, for me, I'm starting my week Sunday morning with you all. Hi, April. Welcome, welcome. Carmen, welcome. I'm also double live streaming on my YouTube channel, so follow me there and you can catch all the replays there. I was hesitant for a long time to do a dual live streaming when the internet is not great, and it looks like it's going up and down right now, and also it looks like it's okay. So yeah. I'm glad that I did take the plunge and just test doing the live stream, double live streaming. So yeah, so that I'm doing it on both platforms, and then it's automatically uploaded. So if you have to leave early, if you want to catch other ones, you can catch them in either the live section or just the uploaded video section, depending on if I live streamed or uploaded as a replay. So, hi, EI, excuse me. So, is there anybody that is brand new to me that would like to say hi? I am Natalie. I'm a spiritual life coach and Reiki Master Teacher. Yeah, that's what I do. It's not who I am. Yeah, I am that I am. I talk about that often. So, what we're going to do today is what I call like spiritual tough love card messages from Spirit. So it's going to be a collective channeled group reading with cards. So this is for you if you're here listening or wherever seeing it as a replay. Take what you like and leave the rest, as we say in AA, where I got sober 25 years ago. Yeah, and we'll have a lot of time to dive into the card messages. I already drew an oracle card to begin, but right before the session. So we'll start there, and then we'll follow the flow, and then we'll go into Reiki and Ancestral Clearing at the end of the session. So, yeah, if anybody has questions, comments, you can jump in. Here in Bali, yesterday was Saraswati Day. They are Hindu here in Bali, and they're also animistic. So their religion is a beautiful fusion of nature and Hinduism. And yesterday, I think Saraswati Day is every 6 months or once a year. Saraswati is the goddess of wisdom, knowledge, music, beauty. Yeah, so we can let that energy infuse into our space here. Hi, Leanne. Hi, EI. Yeah, and we'll just go with the flow. So the card that I drew for the collective from this Work Your Light Oracle deck is Starseed. So Starseed, and the message is, what lights you up? What lights you up? So you can look at this in two ways. Some people might resonate as being a starseed. I know I have 2 memories of drawing this card for clients in sessions, in individual coaching sessions, and this card was really profound for them because it validated like an experience or a knowing that they had, that they were a star seed, but this card like helped them to kind of awaken that into their consciousness. So that might be for some of you. If you don't resonate with that part, that's fine. Then the message is for you. What lights you up? So you want to think about in your life, in your day, like you can think about it in a broad scope, or even in, tomorrow, this weekend, this week, this month. If you are in your day, as I am in my morning, for the day, what lights you up? Hi, Sandy. So maybe others in the Eastern Hemisphere, like myself, starting our day, thinking about that. And following your excitement. So I'm getting into Bashar's teachings more. If anybody doesn't know who Bashar is and is curious, you can ask. But basically, why I'm saying that is he talks about following your passion and following your excitement as like your main guidance. And so thinking about what lights you up, what is that? In my spiritual life coaching that I do, especially when starting out with potential clients or new clients, we look at, where do you want to go? What do you want to create? And what naturally happens is the mind goes to like what I don't like and what I don't want. And Abraham Hicks talks about knowing what you don't want helps you to know what you want. So that's okay too. So if you think about your life circumstance, your life situation right now, and you think, ooh, what lights me up? Ooh, a new relationship would light me up, or taking a trip, or whatever. And then your mind's like, oh, but, last time I went, or I just had a horrible experience, or blah, blah, blah. That's naturally how the mind works. And that's okay. So, Nancy's kitties lights her up. Beautiful quote, April. Follow your bliss, and the universe will open doors where there were only walls. What I love about that is that, and this is true, like with a certain perception, we might see, oh, there's no opportunity, there's no possibility. But if we follow our bliss, if we look at what lights us up, then that gives us a shift in our perception, a shift in our energy. Then suddenly we might be seeing the same quote wall, but then there might be a little crack in the wall here that we didn't see before. Right? So when we raise our vibration, like even I think about living here in Bali, and I love butterflies. Butterflies are like my spirit animal, I guess you would say, or one of my main spiritual symbol. Some days I don't see them at all, or I don't give significance to the ones I see, and then some days they're like, I see one flitting off in the distance, I'm like, ooh, and that's because of my energy and where I'm at. Who else loves kitties and pets as a way to feel bliss, passion, excitement? I do too. So we're going to go deeper into the message, the spirit messages here. I want to look first at the actual description of this card. As y'all know, sometimes I read these if I feel like there might be a deeper message. So I'm just going to pull this up. And see what more it says. Yeah. And again, this is for some of you. Take what you like and leave the rest. Ooh. For Ginger, it's birds, butterflies, storms, stars, and the moon. Yeah. This is interesting. The roosters are not crowing right now. Y'all that join me often always hear the rooster. As Ginger, I always credit her with saying she called it rooster joy one time, so I love that. So, but I'm not hearing much rooster joy right now, so I'm like, maybe they put them away, but usually it's very loud. Okay. Ooh, nice, April. Yeah, maybe so. So I'm going to read this because, too, it's really good for us as we're all on a similar path because we're all here together right now to remember and to have perspective on what we're up to in the world, and to, as what the Bible quote, wear the world as a loose garment, which means don't take it so damn seriously. And I'm going to read this starseed card, and that's going to be a good reminder for some of you. Again, if you feel you're a starseed, great. If not, it's just about the perspective, right? Because we're in this world and we're immersed in it. And the more we raise our vibration, the more deeply we feel and we experience. And, you know, it can be very intense. And as Michael Singer, my favorite teacher, he talks about all the time, like orienting yourself to the true reality that we're living on a tiny speck of dust spinning in the middle of nowhere, and that's very helpful. So this starseed message might be that for you as well. So, hi Kay. I saw somebody else too that came in. Welcome, welcome. So, what lights you up? Starseeds are souls with a double mission: to raise their own consciousness and the consciousness of the planet. They are old souls who have incarnated elsewhere beyond this planet. Many starseeds arrive with a feeling that time is running out and that there is something that they came here to do or create or contribute. If you pulled this card, it is to confirm that you are a starseed and you are being encouraged to answer to the call, to follow what lights you up. Once awake, most starseed souls find it hard to have meaningless conversations, jobs, and relationships. They innately know that there is much more to life and feel that there is something more, and get to work. They remain restless until they step into their calling, which is to light up the world with their unique presence. Starseeds are scattered all over the planet, in hospitals and schools, in slums and mansions, on stages and in edit suites, in parks and nightclubs and taxis and theme parks. Many starseeds spend parts of their lives trying to fit in or in some form of spiritual closet. If you are dimming your light to fit in, it is time that you stop and start embracing the unique light that you came here to share, and treat your time on earth like a glorious vacation. So that's exactly kind of what I was getting to. Treating your time on earth like a glorious vacation, not getting so sucked into all the shit going on that we can very easily get sucked into. And when we do get sucked in, then having that reminder and working with ourselves to pull ourselves back into, as I was talking about yesterday in the live, like our seat of consciousness, our seat of self. So I'm going to draw. I'm kind of wanting to use all three decks today, which is just fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to draw a card now from Osho Zen Tarot and get further clarification. You know, what I'm reminded of is last night I was watching a movie on Netflix. I usually watch shows, whatever. I was in the mood to watch a movie I've never seen. And I get to be very discerning about, well, really everything and everywhere, like where I place my attention, my energy, what things I watch and listen to, because of the sensitivity, which is a superpower and a gift. But I was a little bit like, we'll see how this goes. And it was just interesting to notice, and I've talked about this before, of like reflecting back earlier in my life, I could watch whatever and not be affected, but now that's not the case. And it's not a good, bad, right, wrong. It's just an interesting noticing. And I noticed that last night. I'm watching this movie. And mostly it was okay. And also there was parts where I just noticed my energy really affected by what I was watching, and then being like, wow, isn't it interesting? how we used to could just watch whatever. And it's actually a superpower and a gift. You know, I've done lives before. There's lots of talk about HSPs, being empathetic, sensitive, and like working with that and working yourself in the world with that. And it is actually a superpower and a gift, right? So, hi Kiana, hi Amy. Yeah, for me, it's more of like fear when I watch something. Yeah. And actually, I didn't finish it. I watched half of it and I'm like, okay, I'm done for now. I will finish it. So that's even an option of like not watching the whole thing at once because it was cool and interesting. So the next card. So if you are just joining, this was your oracle message here, star seed, what lights you up. And if you are a star seed, if you resonate with that, or maybe this is like an awakening for you to know that you are that, like following your call. And also the added message in of like, don't take yourself and life so damn seriously because we are star seeds. This isn't our only incarnation. When I read this description just now, the end sentence was treating this earth like a glorious vacation playground. So, patience. So for some of you, this will like, and that's kind of what I was just saying too about this like movie example and this energy example of like meet yourself where you are. This is all about working with yourself in your own energy and bringing an element of patience with it, and also bringing an element of like loving self-compassion. Look at this beautiful mother energy here. It's amazing. You know, this woman's pregnant, obviously, you know, waiting for the baby to be born. So we can look at this card from that aspect, but also from the aspect of this energy. And like this also can mean for you too that you are up to, you know, creating things in the world because of who you are and where you're going and what you're up to. And that it requires also patience. So being discerning that taking action, yes, and also like having a balance between rest and action. Having patience, not forcing outcomes. Being excited for what's to come, but also not getting into a shitty energy. Yes, Kiana. So everybody follow Kiana here on Insight Timer. She's an amazing teacher and speaker and coach. And yeah, she just recently made the announcement of her book coming out in September. So, woo! So this is for you as well. Rebirth and transformation. Yeah. So if there's a project, or maybe it's just, maybe you're not even clear on what the actual calling is. You just know there's a calling. So also have patience. And when you're in this state of patience, look out for energy of waiting. If you're in an energy of waiting, that waiting energy it's not the highest vibration, because waiting means I want to be somewhere else. And it's like, this moment is not okay, and I want to be in a different moment. So working with that subtle aspect as well. And like another Abraham quote I love is like being happy where I am and excited for what's to come. So if I'm happy where I am and I'm excited for what's to come, then I'm satisfied. I am being patient, but also not like I'm not happy now, so I've got to wait till the thing happens. So also being discerning with that energy as well. Because things need to cycle. And if it looks like nothing's happening like tangibly in the 3D, there's things happening, you know, metaphysically. So along with patience, having faith and trust, the baby takes 9 months to incubate. I just read a little story that talked about a conversation between an elephant and a wolf. And I probably, whatever, I'm just going to say it the best I can. But it was something about the wolf was asking the elephant, why you take 18 months to have like one baby when I take like 8 weeks to have 8 babies. Like, what's the difference here? Like, why is that? And then it went into this beautiful explanation that I'm not even going to try to say, but you know, whatever it is for you, it's there gets to be this energy of something gets to be incubating energetically, also learning, and it's like who you're becoming in this process. You know, even the woman that's pregnant, you know, from conception to birth, you know, the mother goes through their own process as well. So congrats, Karen, on your Reiki. Amazing. Hi, Laura. Welcome, welcome. So let's get some more clarification with light seers. You know, I've probably said this before, but hi, Tony. These messages are also for me too. You know, I'm receiving them as I'm giving them. And I'm like, it's helping me also. Because I'm in so much action and process, which is great and amazing. And also getting to, you know, just take it like step by step, day by day with, you know, the cycles and the unfolding. So Laura, it opened with starseed, what lights you up, and then patience. Yeah, April, which is why I love the butterfly analogy. Transformation is so messy. I'm glad you brought that in. And it's not linear, and it's not A to B, and it's not a straight line. It's not an upward straight line. It's not static. There's alchemy that goes on. And I talked about that recently too. Like a few weeks ago, I had, I was doing a coaching package, receiving coaching from this husband and wife coaching. Like they coached together, which is awesome. And they were here in Bali, which was awesome. And it was like a really intense, messy session where I ended with like crying my eyes out, laying on the ground, like, and it was so much was there. And it's like the recognition again, because it happens often, of, man, I say I want to change, I say I want to transform. Oh, it's this, like, ah, fuck, like, bleh. The cow agrees. Did y'all hear the cow? Yes, exactly. I mean, we all have a shadow. We all have this underneath. So let's see. What else? And if you are joining in, don't forget to follow me here in Insight Timer, give a donation here through the app, connect with me one-on-one. You can check me out, check out my links here in my profile. I'm super excited to have just had published my Bedtime Bliss Reiki Talk Down Sleep Meditation. So check that out in my premium tracks. I've got a number of free and premium ones, and that's part of, me doing my own things is like, I have content that I just have not processed. Hi, Britt. So getting that out there. So let's take one more card. There we go. Okay. So some deeper clarification. And again, if you're coming in now, whatever, just follow the flow. And I'm double live streaming, and the live will be available in YouTube when it's finished. And follow me there, Facebook, Instagram. Now we have Cow Joy. What would you call that, Ginger, if you're still here? We have Rooster Joy and Cow something. So, continuing the messages here, the Five of Cups. So, some of you may be experiencing a disappointment, a letdown, a grief, a loss. And like also too, I feel like this is about being mindful to not be in the energy of focusing on what you don't have, what you lost, what you left behind, what you're leaving behind. And this is really important here. This is the mindset piece. Because this person is looking at this little black hole in the sand of like where these cups have spilled and the energy is going down in here. And it's like she's also letting go and doing this to herself as well. Sweet. Thanks, April. That's nice. So this might be going on for you. And if you do, like, some people really strongly identified with the starseed energy of like really feeling they don't belong in this planet, in this incarnation. And that's okay. But you're here and there's an invitation for you. Like, you're here, so what are you going to do? Like, having the patience for birthing your thing and having patience with yourself, loving kindness and compassion, and also holding yourself accountable when this energy comes in. Because what's here is, look at this cup back here. It's full. And she's not looking at it. So that's the other super important part of this message. You have resources, you have gifts, you have love, you have, because it's cups, it's about emotions, emotional energy. So don't forget what's like with you already. Everything is not lost. So you get to shift your focus. Yep. Hi, Chantel. Is anyone else having an issue with the volume? I don't actually know how to turn it down. I can try. Okay. Is there a way you can turn yours down, Chantel? Okay. Maybe you can leave and rejoin, see if that helps. Yeah, great to have you. So, what's coming and this is like a process of working with this energy. This is not a one and done. And this is where coaching can be very helpful, or, coaching yourself, working with a mentor, a coach, a guide, whatever. Of course, I'm seeing things from that way because it's my life's work and what I do. Of like, I work with people in this energy to get them off the focus off here and back to here. So you get to work with that however works for you, and support may be indicated, so that you can see what's coming. So what's coming for you is this Ace of Wands energy. There's a new idea. There's an inspiration. There's passion. There's excitement. So I feel like for some of you, like maybe you don't know what you're meant to do, or you don't know which direction to take, because this is the other card that came out with this one. This Two of Swords. So the message is that you trust the process. You work with your mindset and your energy. You have this patience and trust in nurturing yourself and nurturing you in your process. Woo, there's the rooster. It sounds like maybe you can't hear the cows as much as the roosters. So, like, your inspiration is coming. Hi, Kieran. Your passion, your joy. You get to work with your energy, so that, again, you can access the states of being, so that you can discern, like, what is this? Because, again, if this energy is dominant, then you're going to get stuck in your head and, like, which way do I go? So there's a lot here in this message for you about, like, being sovereign, being powerful within your own mind, within your own thoughts. And this Two of Swords can be like, she's blindfolded, see? And it's two, so it's like two choices, not knowing which way to go. So it's really important that you do your best with your mindset to keep it high and to keep focused on, on the vision and the goal, and support yourself however that looks for you, and also commit to it, and know that, like, the details are going to take care of themselves. If you, like, the analysis paralysis, like, be careful to not get lost and stuck in your head, especially if you're an air sign, or if you have a lot of air in your chart. I'm double air and fire. Oh, this is me. Ooh. Double air and fire. So, this all requires faith. Faith and trust. Yeah. I'm going back to this card and just this, like, baby growing analogy. The mother doesn't know how the baby grows. Like, it doesn't know, or she doesn't know the science and the mechanics of how a fingernail is created, or how the tissues and the organs like are formed and grow, or she doesn't need to know. I mean, now we can learn and we can know, right? But even still, if you've gone through pregnancy, it's like you don't know what's going on in there every single second, like, and also it's happening. And yet, when somebody gets pregnant, they know there will be a baby, and so it's like a trusting the process thing. So you don't need to know all the details. You don't need to figure out the how so much. Just stay in your inspiration, your passion, what lights you up, what excites you. As this starseed, what lights you up? Energy here. Yeah, and the astrology piece, it's not, if we were doing a one-on-one reading, like it'd be more very specific, but we have many people here, so your signs may be different. April, fire, sun, moon, and Gemini. I'm a Gemini sun, fire, moon. Nancy, you're Aries. I'm a dragon as well. I'm a fire dragon in Chinese astrology. So this is my year. Pleiadians are star seeds. I want to say yes, and I'm not an expert. So I also don't want to speak on something I'm not 100% sure about, but I believe so. That would make sense. Good question. Maybe somebody else can jump in. So I'm wanting to read this description. Usually, like I feel like this would give a more like uplifting message or affirmation. And also, I feel like this is calling me more to see some more details in there. So I'm going to pull this one up and read it, or read some of it at least. Oh. Okay. Yes, April, they are crows. So in this, or maybe ravens, actually. Maybe they are. Let's see. No, it doesn't say. But in this deck, these represent the swords. So they're not swords in this tarot deck. They are these birds, whatever they are. So, all right. So I'm going to read the description for this. Ooh, so this deck has affirmations, and this is part of what I love about these cards. I love the affirmations. So the affirmation, and maybe somebody could type it out. When blinded by the unknown, I trust myself to find the light. When blinded by the unknown, I trust myself to find the light. So even already, it's so perfect for this, right? Because the light is within. So awesome. Thanks, Ginger, Tina, and claim that. So if you are like feeling like that, this is for you. So the meanings of this card: stalemate, crossroads, making a difficult choice, opposing ideas or options, choosing the best route of action, memory, and thought. So opposing ideas or options comes in, especially like with the context of this reading, and like, and I feel like too, some of this is about your beliefs, your limiting beliefs, your mindsets, you know, the limiting beliefs that say you're not good enough, you're not worthy. Like, this is where this energy comes back in, of like knowing you're here for a bigger purpose. And then the conditioning is saying, you know, who do you think you are? So this could also be like that conscious, subconscious reprogramming as well. So then the description says, which way do I go? She stands at the crossroads of two paths, totally unsure of the future. The two choices take her in vastly different directions, and she needs to figure out which road is the right one to travel. Normally, this feels easier, but these paths look like they lead to two options that are equally as wonderful, or was that equally as difficult? She sways, confused, feeling the rising pressure of her decision. The night is almost here, and she must get off this road before dark. Looking back and forth at the battered landscape, she calls out to the elements to guide her. Dear universe, sweet guides, help me choose. She struggles to hear the wind. There are no clues to be found in the sand. There is no answer from her intuition except for its growing silence. When the wind finally stirs, it brings with it two crows, so we know they're crows. And she is reminded of Odin's familiars, who would bring him the bird's eye view of the landscape that they witnessed from above. One crow brings her memories to the surface and pulls her to the east. The other brings her logical thoughts to the surface and pulls her to the west. Feeling stuck, blocked, and confused, they remind her that she is the only one who can make this decision. They whisper that whatever she chooses will be the right decision for her at this time, because that's how the universe works. Thanks, April. Yeah, the crows. So this is the original tarot card. So you can see the swords and then the two choices. So I'm going to continue reading the messages here. Decide, 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 decide now. The feeling of not knowing, I feel ya. It's time to make a choice, and it may seem like you're between a rock and a hard place. Know that the only reason you feel this way right now is because you can't see the bigger picture yet. The Two of Swords is whispering that you must move in one direction or the other because the big picture won't arrive until you do. By avoiding this decision, you're allowing the landscape to shift around you without your input or your preference. While outside opinions may be pulling you in two directions, it's time to close your eyes and listen to your internal landscape for the answer. If your intuition's being overly quiet, it's leaving it up to you to trust yourself to make the right decision. If you need some time to think, take it. But don't bury your head in the sand. Even in blindness, you know the best way forward. When you choose your path, the future will reveal itself, and your intentional movement will help to move things towards a best-case scenario. With all of your logic and emotion, intuition, and reason, have faith that the universe is serving up the right experience for you at this time. Know that you can only do your best using the information that you have, so take a committed step in one direction. At the crossroads of duality, analysis and overthinking will just get you buried in the quicksand of a million possible endings. So find peace of mind by trusting your judgment. Are you stuck between two things that feel equally as difficult, or two paths that feel sort of similar? When you write out your pros and cons and then add the lenses of wants, needs, and nice to haves, what happens? Do you trust yourself when your intuition feels like it's offline? So, glad I read that one. So it was talking about, going within, trusting this, following this. So making a choice, trusting the process. Amazing. Hi, Liz. Glad to see you. So we will go ahead and get into the Reiki and clearing for the last part of the session. And again, like, I do really feel like a lot of this is about your mindset and like overcoming limiting beliefs and overcoming like who you think you are in your perception of yourself, like owning your power. And I feel like this is like, who am I to think I can do this? Who are you to think you can't do this? That sort of a thing. Like, who do you think you are? I feel like there's an inner, like a old conditioning voice. Like, who do you think you are that you think you can do this? And so that's part of what you get to recognize and not buy into. Remember who and what you are. And be your own parent. Like, this too could be reparenting yourself. Yeah, we are all worthy and deserving. I do this a lot with my clients. I think it happened twice last week even. Of, and I struggle with it too. And I have my own coach that I talk to about this stuff. And it's like, when we get bogged down in, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I don't belong, and I'm not lovable. And then I'll ask my clients, like, do you think I'm lovable and deserving? Like, please be 100% honest. Like, do you think I'm worthy of compassion or patience, or to have what am I deserving? And without hesitation, everybody always says yes. And I'm like, well, what's the difference here? Yeah. So it is a reconditioning. All right. So go ahead and close the eyes. Maybe the rooster joys will come around and add to the presence with their songs. So I'm channeling the Reiki for whatever's needed for your best and highest good, that your higher self will draw that in. And also with an intention, if it aligns, of reconditioning and reprogramming subconscious programs and beliefs about worthiness, deservingness. So as you drop deeper, just Relax. Allow. Surrender. As the Reiki and Sylvana energies are being channeled, and your higher self draws in whatever is best for you right now. I've also just did some ancestral clearing specifically on these ideas and themes that have come up in the session, especially around limiting beliefs, subconscious programs, conditioning in the lineage. I'm feeling a lot of it coming from the mother side, the feminine. It could be any sort of gender, but feminine energy. So it may have been in this lifetime for some of you a female or feminine energy, mother, grandmother, teacher, whatever, could be anybody, where these limiting beliefs and programs were instilled and passed down, which of course it came, through the lineage as well. It didn't start there. So I'm feeling that really strongly for some of you. So I've cleared on all that. as well as anywhere in the lineage where there was cultural, societal, religious conditioning of oppression, suppression, not valuing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it done, thank you. And you can gently open your eyes if you wish. So some of you will feel a shift, maybe even in whatever the card reading was about specifically for you. There might feel like an opening of like a possibility that wasn't there before, or less charge around like the things you feel have been holding you back, or your perception of that, the way you see yourself. And that's a combination of the Reiki Sylvana energies and the clearing. And also some beautiful drops of rain just were falling and are gonna fall even more now. Could y'all hear the cows? It was more cow joy today. The roosters are busy elsewhere. Ah, okay. Yeah, it was interesting. Now it's like, I mean, the cows have been here, and also, especially when we started the energy healing, like they were very vocal. Hi, Johan, no worries. If you want to catch the replay, you can do that in my YouTube channel. You can find the link in my profile here in Insight Timer, or catch me next time. Yeah, glad you're here. Perfect timing. I always say that and see it that way. You know, I've never seen the cow, and I don't even probably two, but I live in this Balinese homestay, and you know, there's a wall right here behind my bungalow, but it sounds like the cow is like, I mean, it must be, I mean, I can smell it too often, so it's very, very nearby, but you don't always hear it. So the cows here are beautiful. I mean, the way they take care of their cows, I'll just share this because it's interesting. They're like a fawn color, like the color of a baby deer fawn, like a light tawny brown. And, you know, this is a tropical island. Yes, there's rice fields mainly. There's some farm fields, but nothing like the US or something. So, and everything's like terraced and jungle, and so the cows, like, they make these little huts for them in the rice fields, and they live in there, and they take them out and they walk them around. but they feed them the most beautiful, greenest grasses. And you see the local people with these huge bags that are like bigger than their body, where they've gathered all this greenery. And that's what they look so clean, and they also do eat them. I mean, Balinese are Hindu, so cows are sacred, and also I don't think they're as strict as Indian Hindus are with that. Um, you hear the cow, but yeah, so they have a pretty damn good life. Like, even though, and they sell them. I think it's like $1,000 a cow or something, which is, I mean, that's a lot of money, and also a lot for a local person. But yeah, they're very, um, so that's kind of what I'm picturing, this cow wherever he is. I don't think they milk them. No, no. I think they just keep them until they're adults, and then they, sell them for harvest. Oh, and thank you for the donations. I saw a few come in. So if you care to donate, thank you so much. Oh, you saw Eat, Pray, Love. Yeah, I live in the town where Elizabeth Gilbert was. And I met Elizabeth Gilbert, not here, but I met her in LA, Southern California. I met her, yeah, no, I saw her twice. But when I met her, I was like, I live in Ubud. And we had a nice hug. So, yeah, I love Elizabeth Gilbert. Thank you, Nancy, Laura, Jane, Tina, Melinda, Ginger. Yeah. I don't know the Hindu symbolism of cows. I don't know that. All right. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in this world. And I have lives for the next few weeks set up. So, and I've got a routine scheduled. So we're going to do pure Reiki in my nighttime, in your morning, most of your morning times coming up this week, Conversations with God, and also Saturday Night Live. So thank you. Sounds great. And see you next time.